Alrighty, welcome back into another episode of Getting Technical, brought to you by Bettor and Green. I am Ethan. With me, as always, is Wyatt. Wyatt, down to the final 16 teams left, the Sweet 16 here. College basketball is coming to an end, sadly. We're really looking forward to this week of basketball. We have some great matchups. Obviously, not a ton of upsets in the first two rounds, so a lot of good teams remaining. Should be a lot of good basketball this weekend. Before we get into our plays, how you doing? How was the first round or I guess the first weekend of the tournament for you?
Yeah, I had a pretty good first round. That Thursday, Friday did be pretty good. We saw some underdogs win, which was always a plus. And then Saturday and Sunday hit, and the favorites just absolutely murdered everyone, including myself as an underdog bettor. So yeah, the weekend was not great. So I do have a little bit of a bitter taste in my mouth. But looking at the Sweet 16, and we talked about it a couple days ago, maybe yesterday. But look at the Sweet 16. Because all the favorites won, we have great matchups. We have a lot of really solid matchups. So for that reason, I'm looking forward to it. Again, I'm hoping for a little chaos, a little upsets, a little dogs to advance. But phenomenal games. Honestly, every single game except I'm not a huge fan of the NC State team. So except NC State, I think every single game is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, tough week to be a sharp bettor, honestly, this weekend. Public just cleaned up. Saturday especially. Sunday night was very public as well. A lot of big games over the first 2 days were public too. I know the one seeds covering are always a very public look. I know Purdue did it, UConn did it. Yeah, tough weekend to be sharp, but Wyatt, today we're just giving out our three best bets, if you will, for the Sweet 16, 8 games. I'll throw it over to you first. What is your first play that you're looking at in the Sweet 16?
Yeah, I know we talked about this game in the live on Monday, and I know you gave this out as a play, but I'm going to go back to it because this is by far my favorite play. It's by far the grossest, but I absolutely love it. And that's San Diego State at the plus 11. The line is moving down, a little reverse line movement here. I actually just saw a tweet from the guy that me and you follow, Ben Fox or whatever his name is. I'm going to make a video about this as well, but 0% of the bets, 0% of the handle is on San Diego State at the adjusted line at +9. I'm literally just going to go in there and take them at +9 just so I can say I'm the one person that did it. I mean, it makes no sense to take San Diego State here. They're one of the weaker teams left, in my opinion. UConn's covered every single game this year and last year in the tournament. UConn looks – I mean, I think we can all agree they look unstoppable. I love San Diego State. I hope they win it outright. I doubt they do, but I don't know. They have that excitement of a national championship rematch. They are so underclassed, but they can play, or so outmanned, but they can play a massive spoiler here. And I love them. I love them so much at the spread. It's by far my favorite play. It might be my favorite play of the college basketball season, to be honest.
I'm right there with you. The only reason I'm not giving it out is because I did give it out on the live. We're already tracking that, so I'm not going to double dip. I absolutely love San Diego State. UConn wins this game. I don't think San Diego State has a ton of a chance to win here, but I see this one being, UConn up 4 or 5 points late. San Diego State misses the shot. UConn gets fouled, goes up to 7. They might get fouled one more time, flirt with that 9 line. Double digits is just too many points. So I absolutely love San Diego State. Like you said, yeah, it might be my favorite bet of the season. Absolutely love it. But like I said, I'm not going to give it out just because I already did. I'm going to look at another game that I'm pretty sure we both agree on. I wouldn't be shocked if you're going to give this one out too. I like Illinois +2. Think the Illini win outright here. I actually picked them to lose in the first round to
Duquesne.
Whoever they played. No, that was
Morehead State.
Morehead State. I didn't pick them to lose. I don't know what I did, but didn't think Illinois would make as much noise as maybe they are here in this tournament. I do think they get by Iowa State. Iowa State is very up or down. If they're playing good defensively and if they're hitting their shots, they can win any game. But I just think Domask and Terrence Shannon, Coleman Hawkins, I think there's going to be too much for Iowa State's defense. And if Iowa State isn't hitting their shots, I just don't think they really have much of a chance here. this game is more of a coin flip game to me, so I'll gladly take the +2 with Illinois. Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to the end. I think it could go either team's way, but I kind of think Illinois just has the better team, to be honest with you. So I'll take the 2 points. Like I said, kind of think it's a coin flip.
Yeah, I like Illinois in that game. I actually have them advancing as well. Same exact reason. I don't think anyone has the capability of slowing down Illinois, to be honest. They are playing so well offensively, and if Iowa State tries again to attract me with them, I don't think they're going to be successful. So I like that play quite a bit. I'm going to another team, and I believe I'm going to go against my view on Monday. I was actually pretty big on North Carolina. I'm still pretty big on North Carolina, but the 80 to close to 90% of the bets is really throwing me off. So I'm going to flip to Bama. I'm going to take Bama at the +4.5. I definitely think they can win this game outright. I don't know. It's going to be high scoring. Let's be honest. It's Alabama. It's North Carolina. I think Bama is going to get this one done. I love betting against the public and has not been successful, like me and you have said, especially last weekend. But I think the public's going to get hurt a little bit this week. So I like Bama to cover. I think they might win outright.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end up on Bama, but that goes one of two ways, right? Bama wins outright, Bama gets smoked. It all just depends on if they're hitting their shots. So I'll probably have money on Bama. That one's tough for me. I'm going to go back to another game that I think is similar to the Bama North Carolina, similar to the Illinois. I'm going to take a stab on Creighton here. I don't love this game. Well, I'll just start by saying on Monday I gave out Duke, I gave out San Diego State, and I gave out
Marquette, I think.
Marquette, yep. So I'm not going to give any of those three out just because I already have. So those four that I just gave out, Illinois, Marquette, Duke, and San Diego State, are probably my four favorites. So I guess my fifth favorite, if you will. I'm going to give out Creighton plus the 2.5. Don't love this one, but again, I just think this is more of a coin flip game. If Tennessee was catching 2.5, I'd take them. I could see either team winning here. I think it's going to be an extremely good matchup. Maybe the best game of the weekend here. I think these teams match up very well against each other. Kind of underdogs. You just don't hear much about Creighton or Tennessee so far in the first two rounds, even though Creighton did have that double overtime thriller with Oregon. You just haven't really heard too much about them. I don't know. I just think, again, it's a coin flip game. I can see either team winning. So getting 2.5 points, I think Creighton could win outright. And if they don't, hopefully they keep it within a point or two.
That's the one game in the Sweet 16 I have no idea about. I have absolutely no idea what to choose. I honestly might just coin flip it because I don't have a lean either way. I can't figure out either of those teams. I'm just gonna move past that game. It puts my brain in a pretzel thinking about that one. I did have Houston down. I'm back on Houston, but I'm not gonna play that because it does go against your Monday pick. I'm gonna move over to Purdue. I'm gonna take them with the -5.5. I love Purdue. They are my new. I actually just redid the Sweet 16. They are my champion once again. I think they're gonna win it this year. The more I'm talking about Purdue, the more I like them. Seems like it's just kind of destiny for them to win it all. But in this game, I like it quite a bit. Gonzaga is looking very solid right now. They beat St. Mary's to end the regular season, did lose to St. Mary's in the WCC championship, but then absolutely blew the doors off McNeese, who everyone was very high on McNeese, and then blew the doors off of Kansas. Again, Kansas, we all, I think, put on fraud alert with all their injuries, and they just have not played well this year. But blew the doors off both those teams. Now they play I'm not going to say Purdue is a secure team. I mean, if you lose to a 16 seed, if you lose to St. Peter's 2 years ago, if you lose to North Texas 4 years ago, it's hard to trust you when you keep losing to these double-digit seeds. But again, I think they're the team of destiny this year. So I think they're going to roll. I'm going to take them at the -5.5. I think they're going to win by double digits in this game.
Yeah, that was going to be my next pick as well. I won't give them out just because I'll touch on the last game that we haven't touched on between Monday's live and right now. But yeah, I like Purdue to roll in that game. My one fear is they played in a tournament early in the year. Purdue won that one by 10, so a touch of a revenge. But I mean, it's a Sweet 16. Purdue's not going to take their foot off the pedal here. If anything, they're going to play harder than they did in that tournament. They didn't probably care too terribly much about Gonzaga back then. And yeah, Gonzaga's not the team that we're all used to. They're good, but they don't have the Suggs, they don't have the Drew Timme. They don't have that really key piece, I don't think. So I do like Purdue. That was, like I said, going to be my next play, but I'll move over to the Clemson-Arizona game since we haven't really touched on it. I'm going to take it Clemson plus the 7.5. Just think it's too many points here. I can honestly see them winning outright. They had that really late scare against Baylor that I almost had a heart attack on. I was going absolutely bonkers in my basement. Could not believe what they were doing. They were getting every bucket they wanted against Baylor, and then with 6 minutes left, they're like, all right, we're up 15. Let's just run the clock. Stopped playing basketball. Did you see at one point when they just inbounded the pass and the guy just held it and Baylor poked it away?
Yeah.
It just was infuriating to me. So I think that might have scared them. They easily could have ended up losing that game. Obviously came away with the win. So I think if they do get into a late game situation with a lead, they're going to keep their foot on the pedal, which I like. And I just think they have the talent to play with anyone. I think they can score in the paint. They can score from the perimeter. They're pretty good defensively. They have that Hall guy who can kind of just take over a game for them. Arizona, you were just talking about Purdue choking. They've been known to choke plenty of times in the tournament. I don't even know if they've been to the Final Four. It's been a long time.
I don't think they have.
They've had a ton of good teams, I know, in the last 10 years. Always find their way out of the tournament. So I don't know if they're going to lose this one. I wouldn't be shocked if they do, but I think 7.5 just too many points for me here. So I'll take a shot on Clemson.
And again, Clemson has all my respect. They're probably my favorite team in the tournament right now because they're the only dog that won on the weekend. One team out of 16 won as an underdog. So Clemson, thank you for not letting it be a completely disastrous weekend. It's hard for me to root against you at this point just because you're doing God's work in the tournament. But yeah, they're a feisty team. As you said, I don't know what Arizona team we're going to get. Are we going to get the Arizona team that lost to Washington State twice? I think they lost to Oregon. I don't know. They have a couple bad losses. I just don't know what team we're going to get. And Clemson, we know they're going to battle. So yeah, I have no complaints on that one. Hopefully Arizona moves on for my future. Again, I do have 3 futures remaining, and I did just double down on Duke again. Re-entered on Duke, but I have Arizona, Purdue, and Duke. So 3 teams on all 3 different sides. So I feel pretty good. Obviously, Duke has a tough game. But a Bama and Duke, Arizona Duke or Arizona Purdue championship, that's a sweat-free game for me. That's what I'm rooting for. So yeah, I hope Clemson covers for this spread.
Yeah, I also have Arizona as a future, so I do hope they win. I also would love to see the Caleb Love Arizona team against his old North Carolina team. It would be awesome. Speaking quick on Caleb Love, I see the NCAA president is trying to take player props away from us. How dare he get it your fix in now while we still can? If Caleb Love ends up playing North Carolina, it's going to be public as hell, but maybe dabble in his over. He's going to shoot that ball. And yeah, last thing, I'll just touch on my futures because I sprinkled the board this year, just absolutely shotgun blasted it. I do still have Arizona, UConn, North Carolina, Iowa State. I have Purdue, Duke, Houston, and Tennessee. So I have 2 teams in each region remaining. So I'm feeling really good about that. I am probably going to double down on a few more teams because I do have some more free bets to use. Might put Creighton in there just to cover myself. But yeah, hopefully you and I both have a sweat-free, profitable championship. There's nothing more we can ask for. Just a nice, enjoyable basketball game with money guaranteed.
Yeah, I'm not a huge future bettor, but I've seen you in your futures, especially in the Super Bowl. I know this year you had a relatively sweat-free Super Bowl. I think you would have won more if I don't know. I forget what it was, but I know you had money on both sides. And I envy that. So I hope I can get it this year.
Yeah. Every year when I'm loading up free bets on this, I'm like, this is so stupid because, 95% of them lose. But then I do get to that day, I get to that Super Bowl where I'm like, this is nice. I don't have to deploy 1,000 units to enjoy my night. So I hope for your sake you get to enjoy this one sweat free. But guys, that is going to wrap it for this week's episode of Getting Technical. Not many left. Honestly, don't know if we'll get another one out, maybe before the Final Four next week. But sad to see it go, but enjoy it while it's still here. Should be a great weekend of basketball, like we talked about. We have now, between the live on Monday and tonight, given out plays in each and every game. So if you don't know where to go in a game, and if you trust the plays we're giving out, you got them all for every game. Other than that, guys, enjoy the games. Best of luck betting. Fade the public, and we will see you in the next episode.
You better start listening to the Bettor and Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome to Bettor and Green, eh? To Bettor and Green, eh? To Bettor and Green, eh? Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome to our podcast, Bettor and Green.